Has this ever happened to you? Arriving at a brand new school in a brand new neighborhood on the first day, you don't know a single person. You want to get acquainted, but you don't quite know how to go about it. You decide to wait a while and see what happens.
Hey, there's a new boy.
Uh-oh.
Hi, you're new here, aren't you?
Remember the last school? Maybe these three are here to pick a fight. You have to be careful.
What's it to you?
Have you ever had an experience like this and wished that you could have a second chance, a chance to do things right? If you could have a second chance, let's see what might have happened.
Well, when Joel was little, not too little, we got an 8mm camera, and Joel was always fascinated with that thing. And then we got an 8mm projector, and then he took off like a steam engine. He wanted to play with it. He always wanted to set it up himself. Well, then he discovered it. He was at the library one day that they had cartoons and travel films and all of these things that you could check out at the library, and they would play on our projector. Well, always a party planner, he decided he'd have the whole neighborhood come over, and he'd show movies in the garage, block out the windows, make it dark, and show movies to all these kids. So we decided to go with the party, and he put little flyers that he designed and gave them to all the neighborhood kids, and we set up the time and the date, and I made popcorn, and Joel went to the library and rented these films and set it all up in the garage, and we put sheets over the junk, and he put seats out there, fixed it all up like a movie theater. Being the projectionist that he is, he made everybody sit down in front, and he had this program all worked out so that they'd be thrilled with what he was going to show them. And I think it was quite a lot of fun. Kids sat there spellbound, because this was before everybody had a television. So it was kind of fun to go over to the neighbors and watch movies.
I remember you used to manage the 50 South Drive-In in Emporia, and that was a lot of fun that summer, because I had been working for the theaters about a year and a half, and you had gotten me the job there. I was about 17, I think, and it was my first summer working for the theaters. And you were the manager of the drive-in. We'd already been pals and kind of bummed around, and we were always doing lots of goofy stuff. And you did that intermission trailer, which...
It's time to stretch and fetch. See what's cooking at our refreshment counter.
It's really interesting, because that was like one of the first times I ever saw anybody like do a compilation of just garbage that was left over, sort of all this residue.
Emporia is a town which seems to get its share of nice days like this. Any day can be made nice. Roy Scheider.
My favorite part of it was always the ice cream cones, because you took it and you flipped it over so that like the tail ran first.
Nej, så kället jag förvånat mig mer. Det var mer fumset. Jag har aldrig någon gång.
This is something really odd and strange about that I really liked. Oh, that drive-in doesn't exist anymore, which is kind of a shame because they tore it down, so there's like nothing there. It's just like a vacant lot. And the asshole theater company that used to own it made it so that nobody could ever open up a theater again. You know, for like another 30, 40 years. That was part of the contract or whatever it was, and selling the property. So I don't even know what's there anymore, but they tore the whole thing down, which is kind of a shame because that was always a lot of fun.
The transition between the drive-ins has been kind of interesting because the first one was real intimate. It was small. Everyone kind of knew each other. It was real fraternal in a way. It was, hi, how are you? Yeah, you kind of, it was more like a Tupperware party.
Yeah. So we invited everybody to come and dedicate the driveway. And Joel has his movie screen, and we tried it in several places. Finally, he put it out by the street. Projector was in the garage, projecting through the garage window. And we had drive-in speakers out there. And Joel had a film that he had spliced together with all kinds of neat stuff.
It was such a simple thing when you had a second chance to say and do the right thing. The only trouble is you can't relive the moments in which you make mistakes. It's important to learn what to do and say the first time.
Hold up that entire side. All right.
Look at the joy on your face. I can see that. Look at the awe that it's inspired in the faces of all the guests tonight here at the Escape Drive-In.
We wanted to make a sign for this drive-in that would be, you know, really pretty interesting and would have some time in it and some energy evident in it. And so we thought, what better than neon, salvaging a bunch of metal and stuff out of a whole lot of old signs.
Name Escape of Escape Drive-In fame. I was sitting in my little apartment over at the end of Ohio Street, down by the river. It was March 1990. I came up with a name for myself. It was Jacob Jesus Escape.
Yeah, it's Joel's fault. He said I'd like to a drive-in movie party. I always wanted one, but I don't have a place to do it. And I said, well,
We got a place.
I got a place. We can do it right here. And he said, oh gosh, I'm worried about how many people show up. And God, if we had first one, all of 25 people. Scared the hell out of us.
I was here.
And last one we had.
Too late until they get the time off.
Last one we had what, 240.
Just kind of was. I wanted it to be escape, but I didn't want it to sound like escape. It's an escape, but it's not escape. It's escape. This name was stolen by Joel Sanderson and used for his drive-in party.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Welcome to the 4th Escape Drive-In Party. Please welcome Leap of Faith and friends.
And so anyway, we get out there, and it was just like it was the year before, except this year is a totally different set of problems.
Well, come on, little baby, let's jump the broomstick. Come on, let's tie a knot.
The pig, that came from Yates Center.
But Tom on his...
Dave.
Yeah.
That was Scotty Bell. Yeah.
That's pretty good meat. Think about it. You gotta pull it out from underneath that leg, though.
Thanks a lot. Thanks to Joel for inviting us, and enjoy the rest of the evening.
And welcome to the Escape Drive-In. I believe coming down the road any minute now, the Harmonicas Ensemble will be approaching and proceeding through, after which we'll have some film, and then the Escape combo and a preliminary prize drawing. Yeah, not going to do the real one till later. But anyway, the Harmonicas Ensemble.
Homunculus!
Just taking a few moments here to tell you about the homunculus piece that we performed on May 18th down there in Vinland at the Escape Drive-In. The word homunculus is a word that means the little human or the little person inside of the cell. Was recruited at the last minute to play the rhythm, and it was kind of a this is a kind of a, well, these kind of, you know, they wave around, and what this is just a lighting hood from like a gymnasium, I think, and I made this kind of wooden thing on the back to hold this flashlight, and you march along and in some sense of unison with a bunch of other people, you move these things along and in formations and kind of tap them at the same time. The pole shaker is a bamboo pole about 8 feet, 10 feet, probably about 10 feet long, with a tin can affixed to the top with wire, and I made these streamers out of a kind of construction barrier tape that says caution on it, and I bought 1,000 feet of caution.
Listen up. 8 feet. 1, 2, 3, 4.
PTA is concerned about the possible connection between the macrame class and drug usage. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
I built this originally for the Ring of Fire piece in Salina in 1980.
Yeah, well, he looked at me, so I had to shoot him.
Excuse me, Fred, what you doing?
Rain. Scratch animation. I don't like that piece. cumin pepper mixture.
Oh, we'll start from scratch this time, dear.
I know, but I can't remember what the cumin pepper mixture was.
Oh, okay.
So,
it's a secret. You can't tell. What about sesame seeds?
Here's some chili peppers. Yeah, sesame seeds, that's in it. Sesame seeds. Yeah, and some of these chili peppers, that's in it.
Will you get out a decorated bowl? Oh, it's done. Oh, we could have added the garlic just a little earlier. That's it. Then you do that really about 100 times.
The other guys couldn't make it, but so I kind of had to improvise and bring out something weird and unusual that I could do by myself. But I came up with my assistant here. This is Martha Skeet, Beth Skeet's mother, and she'll be assisting me somehow this evening, so I hope you'll enjoy this. This is a German barrel organ that my dad picked up, but we got it for just such an occasion, okay? All right, thank you very much. Thanks to Joel, and hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much.
Anyway, the escape combo. Fantastic. Okay. Are you ready for the tribute to school? I figured that was appropriate for tonight.
We're on our way to school to learn our ABC, traveling on our bicycles in the summer breeze.
I got the cartoons years ago when I was maybe 17 or 18 years ago, when I was collecting a lot of old toys and Walt Disney stuff. It's really not till recently that I've thought about using those in some performance art pieces, if I ever get them back, Joel.
Gail was from a very small high school. In this larger institution, she was convinced she would be lost in the shuffle. In her residence hall, she was a member of a small group of girls with their own resident assistant. This group soon became her dormitory family.
Prison as a place of punishment.
Cage, heat. Enter the female jungle of women's prison, USA. A seething hell of steel and stone where bodies behind bars ache with hunger for a man.
The highlight of the whole thing for me was the prize giveaway. And I brought, when I saw this was a prize, I said, I have to have that. And sure enough, my lucky number was called.
Ooh, cool.
This is what I won. It's an inflatable moose. And I carry his picture everywhere I go, just like a child's picture.
Does everybody have a ticket, by the way?
I don't have
I've never won anything before. This
bookmark.
is fabulous. I just don't think you can top the 5-pound can of beans and the cherry pie filling. I think those
Cherry
prizes
pie.
are hard to top.
Filling.
Not even the Easy Bake Oven can do better.
A personal favorite of mine. And I've got a bunch of these bloody razor blades.
And then the other part I liked was the grand prize There was this young kid, he obviously had just graduated. He was there with his
that was
parents.
great.
And he won the grand prize,
That was
the
cool.
easy bake oven.
Yeah, with the original food ingredients from the 60s.
His parents were so proud.
It's, of course, the ultimate party experience. The drive-in. Yeah, Escape. That's Loud Wayne's. That's Drunken Ted's. That's the Hanger Trick.
From there, Joel's always been interested in movies, movie projectors, photos, you name it.
Escape is kegs, vomit, urine. It's art. It's
See you, Tom.
No
I hope you
major
get on
problem.
camera,
Joel. No major problem. Just
Oh,
keep
don't worry,
keep
Tom. The
just keep
camera's
talking.
not
We can edit this, can't we, Joel?
Yes, sir.
All right.
Definitely cut that